All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Pardon me. This is Rabbit Smirking Gun Reviews, and we're back with more Daredevil Season 3. We are up to Episode 7. It's called Aftermath. So full spoilers ahead. I was going to say, I didn't know what the title of this episode was until about 20 seconds ago. I was going to say, well, this is your typical Aftermath episode, and, well, they nailed it, calling it Aftermath. And that's all this really is. This would be considered like a filler episode because it's just picking up the pieces of the damage from last episode and then setting up the last back half of this season. And so this isn't probably going to be a very long video. It's a fine episode. We get a fight between Melvin and Matt, which, you know, is a shame that it's come to that. But with everything going on, it's the Wilson Fisk season. All right, let's just be clear about that. This is called Daredevil Season 3, but it's really should be called Kingpin because it's all about what he's doing and how bad he is and what he's capable of. And finally seeing, you know, D'Onofrio just take center stage here and show how good of a bad guy he is and how far his reach is and what he's capable of, you know, from, you know, infiltrating the FBI to the cops to street level people. Like he can get anything done, to the prison system, to everything. And it's showing how small Matt really seems in this big picture, that everybody is just a pawn for Kingpin. And it's the way it is in the comics a lot of times. You know, you always just see this big guy and you're like, why isn't anybody just taking this guy down? And it's because he's built this up, this empire up, this crime organization of one man, really, you know, with like a huge network of people and with money and everything else, you know, and power, like it can control a lot of things. And so I'm going to start considering this like Kingpin Season 1 or Series 1, you know, because it's really, there's, you know, action in it, but it's really high on drama, low on action, big on character, but, you know, it is not as exciting as the first two seasons are. As far as drama goes, if you like just high drama, there's a lot of that here. And that's not always a bad thing. Just so far for me, this is probably my least favorite season so far, but that's saying like, but I love it. You know, I still like it, but as you know, if you had to stack up the seasons so far, this one is my least favorite just because it's just so low on action, and memorable action. Like this fight is fine that's in this, but it's just a little fight between Matt and Melvin and really doesn't mean anything, you know, it doesn't have this major impact. It's just a fight that has to happen because the story needs it to, you know, because they've had Melvin set up here to stop Matt from leaving so that the cops can stop him, and so Melvin and Betsy, his girlfriend, can stay alive. Even though he really doesn't realize that, like Matt says, Kingpin's going to kill you and her as soon as, you know, he gets what he wants. But like, you know, like the fight between Daredevil and Bullseye, that was important. That was good. The prison scene was good. But like, not really that impactful. It was more impressively done than important to the story. And so let's just get into it. So Foggy, you know, finally comes home to his girlfriend and fear bangs her, while he then, you know, looks through a bunch of papers and says, I think I know what Fisk is up to. That's it. Karen is dealing with the aftermath of this and all the people that died, but her boss is still alive. I mean, they really gave you no indication last episode that he survived that, but he's okay. But now he's pissed off at her because she won't give up Daredevil, which is also fine. Them talking to the FBI agent, kind of reaming him out for his part in all this, that he's asking the wrong questions, and that it's not the Daredevil like that they know. You know, everything has just been manipulated. Kingpin is still just running circles around everyone. I almost, you know, for a second I thought maybe they'd catch him, but that's just not how, like in the apartment when he goes in, But you know that's not how it is. That scene has been in everything, where you think the guy doesn't have enough time to get in bed, and suddenly he's going to find the room empty and go, oh, and have his aha moment. But it's too early to have the aha moment, where he's exposed. And that's kind of the problem, again, with having 13 episodes, is you stretch this thing out to the point of ridiculousness. Doesn't make it any less, entertaining. Again, it's just not fun. Like I said in other episodes, you can sit there and enjoy the episode, but it's not fun. It's starting, seasons like this are very hard to, as a fan of the heroes, it's very hard to get through because all you see is them getting kicked while they're down, which leads to the scene with Melvin, where he has to track down who, he knows who built the suit for Bullseye, and now he has to find out why. And again, it leads to this thing where I didn't actually see this part coming. I should have. Him locking him up so that he'd be trapped with the suit, and then he'd really be, they'd have him for, dead to rights. So then they have this fight where Matt convinces him that if you don't, let me out of here, you're both dead. And then Melvin's a pretty strong guy. So the fight is pretty interesting as far as like a technical standpoint. Pardon me, jeez. But that's about it. Then he warns Betsy to get out of town, and her giving her little soapbox speech of you and Fisker the same. There's a lot of little messages in here that just kind of seem like unnecessary. But again, I can turn my brain off for some of these things that annoy me. Really, him talking to the nun and telling her it's her fault, and her telling him, just a lot of conversations that, I don't know. It's just not Aftermath is a perfect title for this. They should have called it, you can have this on in the background and you'll still understand everything. And then when the fight happens, check it out. Probably my least favorite episode so far, if I had to pick out of the 7, just because this is a lot of just more of the same. And of course here we got like I've said, the FBI agent's going to slowly come around and, eventually have to side with the hero that he's supposed to take down, just like in The Punisher, just like in other things. It's just it's a tired trope of these kind of shows where the cop sides with the guy they're supposed to be after. It's done a million times. This show isn't breaking new ground on that. So that's it. I really have nothing else to say about it. Bullseye's not even in this. Fisk is just pulling more strings, and the FBI agent's getting frustrated and realizing that they're all being played. And then Matt tells him that Bullseye is working, from in the FBI. So I wonder who they got to pick from there. So anyway, that's it. So if you like this video, which, you probably stopped watching already, because this isn't that great of an episode to review. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. We'll be back with episode 8 in a little bit. Otherwise, we will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.